Okay, so our app is called Resonance, and like I said, we came up with the idea for this by combining the ideas of both me and William. So William's was about using AI in therapy, and mine was about using scam calls. And so we combined this by training our own AI model that looked at emotions within speech and analyzed them. And then we implemented it to both our specific domains in our web app. All right, table of contents. First, I'll be talking about what my app is about, the problem statement that we decided to cover, some real world insights relating to these problems recently, the solution that we came up with specifically, a demonstration of our app, and finally some time for questions. Okay, to begin, our project Resonance is an AI-powered tool that analyzes emotional tones hidden within speech. So instead of looking only at what someone says or just the transcript, Resonance focuses more on how they say it, which includes things like emotion, pressure, urgency, and shifts over time. So we built this for two real-world use cases, which is helping stop scam calls and helping support therapy. Okay, so we noticed that people say a lot with how they speak and not just the words that they use. And so our two real life situations where this happens, the first is with scam phone calls. Scammers like to trick people by pushing strong emotions like fear or urgency so the person can act before they think about what they're doing. The words that scammers introduce might sound normal, but the emotional patterns might be the real danger. Most call blockers and other apps that currently act to prevent phone calls can only check phone numbers and other predetermined information, and they often miss the manipulation that's going on in the moment. So, our other use case is with emotional support and therapy. Tone, pauses, and emotional changes during therapy sessions can carry lots of important information. And systems that are based only on text or a listener that isn't listening properly can miss the meanings hidden within emotion. Additionally, people in therapy may not be willing to share everything about themselves, and then the emotions that they do share can provide lots of meaningful insight. So these problems are important because first, scam calls can cost people lots of money and trust, especially with older adults. Then in therapy, missed emotional signals can mean someone who needs help doesn't get it in time. And then we noticed that both of these problems are united by one need, which is detecting emotion in a voice and noticing how and when it changes. Okay, so some real world insights into these problems. So with scam calls, we saw that recently older adults reported $2.4 billion loss to fraud in just 2024, which was 4 times greater than 6 years ago. And additionally, imposter scams alone took $700 million from older adults, which is 5 times greater than 6 years ago. So we see that this problem has been growing slowly over time. And then we see that phone scam calls that start by phone have the highest loss per victim, and this is due to scammers weaponizing emotion and making people act recklessly. Okay, on the other hand, with therapy, we saw that 23.4% of US adults, which is 61.5 million people, have faced a mental health condition in 2024. And about half of these adults with a mental illness receive no treatment whatsoever, which is a huge problem. So we saw that it can be hard to treat people without understanding their true emotions. And we also realized that help may not be accessible and proper everywhere. So the solution we came up with is called Resonance. So our app combines emotion detection, transcription, visualization, and AI generated feedback into one app that we hosted on Streamlit. So our app features two main modes. The first is therapy mode, where users can upload an MP3 audio file or use a microphone to detect emotions. And our model is trained on 8 different emotions that are listed here. So neutral, calm, happy, sad, angry, fearful, disgusted, and surprised. So our app will then show a dominant emotion over the whole session, a timeline of how emotions changed, a transcript, a summary, and then finally a reflection at the very end. Our other mode is called Scam Shield, where the app listens to a live call, and as it's listening, it will highlight suspicious moments or phrases, and it displays a live danger meter that is updated every 5 seconds. So it detects patterns like urgency, requests, threats, etc., by looking at both the emotions and the transcript. So it combines both of them and looks at both and kind of gives like a wholesome review. And then the app also uses AI at the very end to produce a full overall scam likelihood verdict and then a summary. So overall, our app turns raw audio into understandable emotional and risks. And while it isn't meant to replace the current solutions and that we have, it's only meant to be an assistive tool that helps people notice what otherwise might be missed. Yeah. Should I do a demonstration of our app?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let me show that. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just our landing page, and this will take you to the main page. There's just some basic information on our app and how we made it. Click launch app, takes you there. Okay, so would you like a full walkthrough of everything?
Maybe a quick walkthrough will do.
Okay. So here you can sign in with Google since we use Firebase to host everything. And you can also toggle between light and dark modes. Let's go to therapy mode. Here you can upload an audio file. You can talk live and a transcript and a summary and everything will show up here. And also here we used Deepgram so that the app can actually talk back to you actively and it reads out the messages that it comes up with that are generated by Grok. And then our scan mode, here we can see we have a danger meter and a live call listening feature. And then this verdict and transcript are updated live as you talk. And if you're logged in with Google, you can see the trends over all of your saved sessions, which you do have to save manually, and then a history of all your saved sessions as well. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Let's finish the presentation.
Okay. Where did it go?